The assembly will now come to order. The chief clerk will call the roll.
Assemblywoman Anderson, Assemblywoman Backus, Assemblywoman Bilbra Axelrod, Assemblywoman Brown May, Assemblyman Carter, Assemblywoman Cohen, Assemblywoman Considine, Assemblyman DeLong, Assemblywoman Dickman, Assemblyman De Silva, Assemblyman De Silva, Assemblywoman Duran, Assemblywoman Gallant, Assemblywoman Gonzalez, Assemblywoman Gorlo, Assemblyman Gray, Assemblyman Gurr, Assemblyman Hafen, Assemblywoman Hanson, Assemblywoman Hardy, Assemblyman Hibbets, Assemblywoman Hadigi, Assemblywoman Kasama, Assemblyman Koenig, Assemblywoman LaRue Hatch, Assemblywoman Marzola, Assemblyman MacArthur, Assemblywoman Brittany Miller, Assemblyman C.H. Miller, Assemblywoman Monroe Moreno, Assemblywoman Mosca, Assemblywoman Newby, Assemblyman Nguyen, Assemblyman O'Neill, Assemblyman Orlicker, Assemblywoman Peters, Assemblywoman Summers Armstrong, Assemblywoman Taylor, Assemblywoman Thomas, Assemblywoman Torres, Assemblyman Watts, Assemblyman Urick, Assemblywoman Monroe Moreno, Speaker Yeager.
Here. Assemblywoman Hadigi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. May the record show we have 41 members present, 1 absent excused.
The record shall reflect we have 41 members present, 1 absent excused. That means we do have a quorum. If members of the assembly and guests would please rise. We have the prayer today by Pastor Bruce Henderson, Airport Road Church of Christ from right here in Carson City.
Reading this morning from the book of Psalms. This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. But Lord, it's Monday. And we usually know it for its difficulties, not joy. But many call this Holy Week, and it was also filled with many difficulties. Today, I thank you for these people who've been chosen to serve the people of our state. As they face the difficulties that lie ahead, I ask that you guide them with wisdom in directions of joy and hope and light and peace and unity. I pray in the name of the one who taught us to love one another. Amen.
Amen. Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thanks. Order of Business 2, reading and approval of the journal.
Carson City, Thursday, March.
Assemblywoman Hadigi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move to end with the reading of the journal and allow the Speaker and Chief Clerk to make any necessary corrections and additions.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, nay. Motion carries. Order of Business 4, reports of standing committees.
Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Commerce and Labor, to which will refer to Assembly Bills 158, 276, 284, has had the same under consideration and begs leave to report the same back the recommendation do pass. Elaine Marzullo, Chair. Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Commerce and Labor, to which will refer to Assembly Bills 22, 29, 110, has had the same under consideration and begs leave to report the same back the recommendation and do pass as amended. Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Education, to which will refer to Assembly Bill 69, 164, has had the same under consideration and begs leave to report the same back the recommendation and do pass as amended. Shannon Bilber Axelrod, Chair. Mr. Speaker, Committee on Government Affairs, to which will refer to Assembly Bills 13, 28, 140, 189, has had the same under consideration and begs leave to report the same back the recommendation and do pass as amended. Selena Torres, Chair. Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Growth and Infrastructure, to which was referred Assembly Bill 112, has had the same under consideration and begs leave to report the same back the recommendation and do pass as amended. Howard Watts, Chair. Mr. Speaker, Committee on Health and Human Services, to which will refer to Assembly Bills 206, 289, has had the same under consideration and begs leave to report the same back the recommendation do pass. Sarah Peters, Chair. Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Health and Human Services, to which will refer to Assembly Bills 24, 178, has had the same under consideration and begs leave to report the same back the recommendation and do pass as amended. Sarah Peters, Chair.
Order of Business 6, communications.
Congress of the United States, House of Representatives, Washington, D.C., March 31, 2023. The Honorable Steve Yeager, the Honorable Nicole J. Catanzaro, Nevada Legislature, 401 South Carson Street, Carson City, Nevada 89701. Dear Senator Catanzaro and Speaker Yeager, I respectfully request the opportunity to address the distinguished members of the Nevada Legislature on Tuesday, May 2nd, 2023. I look forward to sharing with you and your colleagues information regarding the important issues the United States Congress will be addressing during the 118th session and the ways we can work together. Thank you in advance for your consideration of this request. I look forward to seeing you soon. Sincerely, Dina Titus, Member of Congress.
Order of Business 8, motions, resolutions, and notices.
Assembly Resolution 6, introduced by the Committee on Legislative Operations and Elections, providing for the appointment of an additional attaché for the Assembly. Resolved that this resolution becomes effective upon adoption. End of resolution.
Assemblywoman Gorlow.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move the Assembly adopt Assembly Resolution Number 6.
Remarks? Assemblywoman Gorlow.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This is to hire for a vacant attaché position.
Assemblywoman Gorlow has moved that the Assembly adopt Assembly Resolution Number 6. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, nay. The motion carries. The resolution is adopted.
Notice of exemption, March 30, 2023. The Fiscal Analysis Division, pursuant to Joint Standing Rule 14.6, has determined the eligibility for exemption of Assembly Bills Numbers 260, 263, 271, 295, 322, 323, 324, 332, 334, 345, 352, 409, 416, 420, 427, 428, 429, 430, 445, and 449. Sarah Kaufman, Fiscal Analysis Division. Revised Notice of Exemption, April 3rd, 2023. The Fiscal Analysis Division, pursuant to Joint Standing Rule 14.6, has determined the eligibility for exemption of Assembly Bills Numbers 14, 147, 201, 211, 216, 228, 237, 238, 239, and 254. Revised Notice of Exemption, April 3rd, 2023. The Fiscal Analysis Division, pursuant to Joint Standing Rule 14.6, has determined the eligibility for exemption of Assembly Bills Numbers 88, 154, 184, 195, 198, 203, 219, 224, 249, and 279. And another revised notice of exemption dated April 3rd, 2023. The Fiscal Analysis Division, pursuant to Joint Standing Rule 14.6, has determined the eligibility for exemption of Assembly Bills Number 139, 197, 229, 277, 298, and 310. And the Fiscal Analysis Division, pursuant to Joint Standing Rule 14.6, has determined the eligibility for exemption of Assembly Bills Numbers 160, 192, 240, 245, 247, 252, 259, 270, 278, 281, 288, 296, 299, 307, and 321. Sarah Kaufman, Fiscal Analysis Division. Notice of exemption, April 3rd, 2023. The Fiscal Analysis Division, pursuant to Joint Standing Rule 14.6, has determined the eligibility for exemption of Senate Bills Number 72 and 431. Wayne Thorley, Fiscal Analysis Division. 82nd Legislative Session Waiver of Joint Standing Rules, a waiver requested by Senator Catanzaro for Senate Bill 405 to waive subsection 1 of Joint Standing Rule 14.3 out of final committee of House of Origin by 68 days, subsection 2 of Joint Standing Rule 14.3 out of House of Origin by 79 days, subsection 3 of Joint Standing Rule 14.3 out of final committee of Second House by 103rd day, subsection 4 of Joint Standing Rule 14.3 out of Second House by 110th day, has been granted effective March 30, 2023. Senator Nicole Catanzaro, Senate Majority Leader. Assemblyman Steve Yeager, Speaker of the Assembly. 82nd Legislative Session Waiver of Joint Standing Rules. A waiver requested by Senator Catanzaro for Senate Bill 412 to waive subsection 1 of Joint Standing Rule 14.3 out of final committee of House of Origin by 68 days, subsection 2 of Joint Standing Rule 14.3 out of House of Origin by 79th day, subsection 3 of Joint Standing Rule 14.3 out of final committee of Second House by 103rd day, subsection 4 of Joint Standing Rule 14.3 out of Second House by 110th day has been granted effective March 3rd, 30th, 2023. Senator Nicole Catanzaro, Senate Majority Leader. Assemblyman Steve Yeager, Speaker of the Assembly. 82nd Legislative Session Waiver of Joint Standing Rules, a waiver requested by Senator Catanzaro for Senate Bill 431 to waive subsection 1 of Joint Standing Rule 14.3 out of final committee of House of Origin by 68 days, subsection 2 of Joint Standing Rule 14.3 out of House of Origin by 79th day, subsection 3 of Joint Standing Rule 14.3 out of final committee of Second House by 103rd day, subsection 4 of Joint Standing Rule 14.3 out of Second House by 110th day has been granted effective March 30, 2023. Senator Nicole Catanzaro, Senate Majority Leader. Assemblyman Steve Yeager, Speaker of the Assembly.
Order of Business 9, Introduction, First Reading, and Reference of Bills.
Assembly Bill 462, introduced by the Committee on Ways and Means and Act relating to the State Board of Parole Commissioners, requiring the Chair of the Board to appoint an Executive Director of the Board, requiring the Chair to delegate certain powers and duties to the Executive Director, revising provisions relating to the Executive Secretary of the Board, and providing other matters properly thereto.
Assemblywoman Howdigi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that Assembly Bill 462 be referred to your Committee on Ways and Means.
Without objection, so referred. Order of Business 15, Remarks from the Floor. Assemblyman Urick.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It is my pleasure to introduce to you today a new friend of mine. His name is Joe Arriscata. He is a lifetime resident of the state of Nevada. He is also a two-time graduate of UNR. He got his bachelor's degree in criminal justice back in 1993. He got his master's degree in social work in 2000, and then spent 20 years serving in Nevada or VA hospital doing social work. He retired in 2020 and then became an elected official, like so many of us in this room. In 2020, he was elected to represent District 10 as a regent for the Nevada system of higher education. So would you join me this morning in welcoming Mr. Joe Arriscata?
Assemblywoman Taylor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Today is University of Nevada Wolfpack Day. I'm going to ask everyone who's here with the University of Nevada, please go ahead and stand. If you're sitting with us here on the floor, if there's anyone in the gallery. The University of Nevada was founded as the University of Nevada, Reno in 1874 as the state's first land-grant institution. At its founding in Elko on October 12, 1874, it had a student body of 7 students. The university today, however, serves more than 21,000 students and has one of the most productive faculties per capita in the entire country. The university is a comprehensive doctoral university classified by the Carnegie Classification of Institutions of Higher Education as an R1, which means very high research institution. Additionally, the university has attained the prestigious Carnegie Engaged classification, reflecting its student and institutional impact on civil engagement and service, fostered by extensive community and statewide collaborations. Each year, the university produces more than 5,000 graduates who have benefited from a hands-on experiential learning experience that encourages student research as well as civic and community engagement. Institutional achievement over the past decade, including research productivity, engagement with communities in Nevada, as well as the diversity of the institution's student body, have all been at record levels. And through a commitment to world-class improving research, student success, and outreach benefiting the communities and businesses across the state, the university has impact across Nevada and around the world. So please help me make the Wolfpack feel welcome by giving them a round of applause.
Assemblywoman Summers Armstrong.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Today is AKA Day here at the Assembly. A little bit of information on this Divine Nine organization. The Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority is part of the Divine Nine and was founded on the campus of Howard University in 1908. Members of the Theta Theta Omega chapter from Las Vegas, Nevada, the Psi Upsilon Omega chapter from Henderson, and general members from Reno, Nevada, and Fernley, Nevada. We hope, oh, there they are. Hey, they snuck in on me, are representing the AKAs here today. There's another member of the Divine Nine that is represented here from the Zeta Phi Beta sorority, Incorporated, and we also have someone here from the Deltas, and I'd like her to stand up. The sorority was founded in 1920. This is the Zeta Phi Betas, the same year that the 19th Amendment was ratified. Members of the Theta Omicron Zeta chapter, Las Vegas, Nevada. We also have representatives from the Coalition of 100 Black Women and the Top Ladies of Distinction Starlight Chapter. The women have traveled from various parts of the state to attend AKA Day at the Capitol and to speak to the Nevada legislators regarding issues that are important to Black women. Well, first of all, I want to say I am so proud to see you, and I hope that you will make them feel extremely welcome. Thank you.
Assemblywoman Miller.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise in celebration of Arab American Heritage Month, and I'm also proud to be the first Arab woman and only Arab elected serving in any office here in Nevada. This month, we celebrate the rich history, valuable contributions, and incredible diversity of Arab Americans. I'm proud to be Lebanese, representing Lebanon, one of 22 Arab nations that reside across North Africa and Southwest Asia, or considered the Middle East, each of which maintain their own unique and rich histories for thousands of years. Arab Americans have made significant contributions to our shared history in almost every facet of our society, from medicine to law, business to technology, and serving within our military and government. Arab Americans are integral to the shaping of America. We also are rooted in one of the first civilizations, bringing us the three most practiced religions in the world. My Arabic roots run deep, meaning that I can trace my family back 200 years to Lebanon, to where my family themselves immigrated from Madajayoun, Lebanon. Unfortunately, our history and current reality is also scarred by racial and religious bigotry and prejudice, misconceptions, stereotypes, and often just blatant hatred. This has only been heightened since 9/11. We can't be hypocritical by standing up loudly for every other underrepresented, impacted, or discriminated against group, but remain quiet about the bigotry against our Arab community. With that, I ask that you all join me in celebrating Arab American heritage by being an ally. Justice for one is justice for all. And with that, I'd like to introduce my two friends today that are with me. One is from UNLV. This is Sophia, who is Arab American. And then we also have UNR, my intern, who is with us all the time, Naomi, who is also Middle Eastern. So thank you. Please make them feel welcome, and thank you.
Assemblywoman Anderson.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Today, I would like to take this time to introduce the Nevada Women's Lobby, which is hosting their biannual Grassroots Lobby Day. So if you're here with the Women's Lobby, if you would please stand up to be recognized. The Nevada Women's Lobby is among the most formidable organizations in our state, advocating for issues that uplift Nevada women and families. It was formed in 1989, and basically, the most important area is, to echo one of my peers who just spoke, that all people are inherently valuable and worthy of respect and dignity. The Nevada Women's Lobby has supported countless successful bills, including legislation to strengthen protections for victims of domestic violence and sexual assault, expand Medicaid coverage for mental health diseases, implement gender-neutral bathrooms, and provide free access to feminine products in public schools. I'd like to thank the leadership of the Nevada Women's Lobby for their countless years of commitment to our state, more importantly, to our children, and to where we are going as a state. It's been my honor to actually be a member of this organization in the past. And I know that I'm not the only one that's serving in this chamber because of the work and mentorship of the Nevada Women's Lobby. Thank you so much, and let's make them feel welcome.
Assemblywoman Cohen.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Wednesday night is the beginning of Passover, and we will be holding a Passover Seder in room 3100 beginning at 5:30. Everyone is welcome, but while Passover is an ancient holiday, you do have to RSVP by scanning the QR code. So please, if you need help with the scanning of the QR code, come by my office or come see me and make sure an RSVP. Thank you.
Do we have any other order of business? 15, Assemblywoman Howdigee.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I do want to take an opportunity before we go to our announcements to acknowledge a special guest who I have sitting with me. Governor Sandoval, would you please rise? I have Governor Brian Sandoval, who is no stranger to this chamber. He is now President Sandoval of the University of Nevada, Reno. President Sandoval was appointed president of the university on September 17th, 2020. He is the first person of Hispanic origin, as well as the first alumnus to serve as president of the University of Nevada, Reno. He served 2 terms as the 29th governor of the state of Nevada, from 2011 through 2019, during which time his leadership helped lift Nevada from a historic recession to a time of record-setting prosperity and growth. Previously, Governor Sandoval was president of the Global Gaming Development for MGM Resorts International and served as a senior fellow at the University of Southern California's Annenberg Center on Communication, Leadership, and Policy, as well as a distinguished fellow of law and leadership at UNLV's William S. Boyd School of Law. Most important, I think, is that he served 2 terms in the People's House. So please, let's give him a warm welcome home. Oh, I'm not done. Some announcements for the floor, Mr. Speaker. Today we are celebrating University of Nevada Reno Legislative Day. We have Nevada Women's Lobby, Grassroots Lobby Day, and there will be a joint session this evening from United States Senator Jackie Rosen at 5 p.m. Tomorrow, we have the Las Vegas Desert Dogs Day, Nevada Physicians Day, Nevada Propane Dealers Association Day, and Western Nevada College Day with displays in the front foyer. With that, Mr. Speaker, seeing no other business, I move that we stand in recess until 4:45.
Assemblywoman Howdigee has moved that the Assembly stand in recess until 4:45 p.m. today. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, nay. Motion carries. We are in recess.